In South Florida and around the country this weekend, big crowds took part in rallies for the March for Our Lives, demanding tougher gun safety laws. Congress, the House this week, passed a bill that toughens those laws, but it is stymied in the Senate.
Also this week, the deadline came and went for a special session to take up gun safety in Florida, an attempt by Aventura Democrat Representative Joe Geller, who got the initial support to take up a poll, but failed without Republican support. Hi, Joe.
Joe Geller.
Hi, nice to see you today.
Nice to see you back. So what exactly were you expecting? We don't often do segments on things that didn't happen, but what were you expecting?
I honestly thought we would get some Republican support. Maybe that makes me naive, but this was such a modest proposal. All we were asking, we weren't talking about banning assault weapons. Unlike what they said, we weren't talking about taking anybody's guns away from them. Just not true. What we were asking were the most modest of things. We were simply asking that we have stronger background checks that couldn't be evaded, that we have increased, expanded red flag laws that would let family members be involved, and that we would limit magazine size only on rifles. It was the most modest of proposals. We crafted it in the hopes that at least some Republicans, even at least the ones who aren't running for re-election, would support it. Yeah. And we didn't get one single Republican vote.
Well, you know, the numbers were not there for you. You needed 60% of the members of the legislature to call for the special session. Just 19 Republicans even bothered to respond, and they all voted against it. So what does that tell you? What is the message?
The really shocking thing is the people who didn't even bother to vote. How can you, facing this issue, listen, if you're hard on the other side, at least have the courage of your convictions. To not even bother to cast a no vote, that's a slap in the face to every voter who just wants to have their family to be safe. I have to say, and I've been around politics a long time, I was shocked that so many people, so many Republicans didn't even vote.
Yeah. That was a message in itself, and I guess to get that message, we would have to ask the people who didn't vote. But I just want to throw out there that this legislature, you and your colleagues, unanimously did pass another set of school safety laws. And your colleague from Parkland, Christine Hunchofsky, was here with us a few weeks ago talking about expanding or continuing the Marjory Stoneman Douglas Public Safety Commission and attention to family reunifications and much more attention and funding for mental health programs. And that you have to look at as a win in this legislature.
Well, certainly the mental health funding is greatly appreciated. And, you know, yes, we all support making our schools safer. I had bills to have law enforcement in schools years before Parkland. But the fact is, this is not about schools. This is a problem across our society. It's not just schools. That's obviously the most horrific, shocking thing. But we're talking about supermarkets and nightclubs and concert venues and hospitals and houses of worship, churches and synagogues. This is across society, right. And we can't just say we're going to do something for schools, even though I support that. We need to do more. We need to act.
We should point out that today is the 6th anniversary of the Pulse nightclub shootings where 49 people were murdered. A truly awful act. Joe Geller, after 2018, the massacre at Marjory Stoneman Douglas, you were one of the Democrats in the legislature who voted for the act that raised the gun age for buying a rifle in the state to 21 and other measures. Is that as far as Florida is going to go?
I certainly hope not. Yes, I was proud to vote for that. It wasn't an easy vote. It included the red flag laws that my colleague, now Senator Lori Berman, was pushing, and a lot of good things, banning bump stocks. Some of my colleagues at the time said, vote this down, we can do better, we'll have a special session. I think they were wrong. We did something. We did something that mattered, but we need to do more. We need to do something that matters now. We need to act. It's like every day, some other place in our society is turning out not to be safe. Please call your legislators, ask why they wouldn't even bother to vote. How can we do this? How can we not protect our fellow citizens? I hope we'll do.
So mirroring your call on the state level, on the national level, there seems to be now an appetite for looking at what people agree on, because frankly, everyone's goal is the same: save lives. That is stipulated. Everybody's on the same page. It's just how to get there that differs. So look at those things. You're shaking your head.
Thoughts and prayers are not enough. That's not a solution.
Well, and that's
and prayers, it's not good enough. You have to act. You have to pass legislation. And I'm waiting to hear. I have to say, Glenna, this was written specifically to be consensus. This was written specifically to get things that the population, the American people, the people of Florida overwhelmingly support. Background checks? Who's against that?
Yeah.
That doesn't.
Joe, that is going to have to be the final word. We are out of time. Thank you, and thanks for your attempt to try to get
Appreciate
something
it.
done.